Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine. I feel
Very good. Okay, great. Well, welcome to my presentation today about Mercosur. I hope that you enjoyed it. If um, if you need to ask something, just tell me and I will share with you. Okay? Let's
Okay.
start it.
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Today I'm gonna tell you about merchandise trade. Intra-Mercosur merchandise trade, excluding Venezuela, grew from $10 billion at the inception of the trade bloc in 1991 to 88 billion in 2010. Brazil and Argentina each accounted for 43% of this total. The trade balance within the bloc has historically been titled Tower Brazil, which recorded an intra-Mercosur balance of over $5 billion in 2010. Trade within Mercosur amounted to only 16% of the country's total merchandise trade in 2010. However, trade with the European Union 20%, China 14%, and the United States 11% was comparable importance. Exports from the bloc are highly diversified and include a variety of agricultural, industrial, and energy goods. Merchandise trade with the rest of the world in 2010 resulted in a surplus for the Mercosur of nearly $7 billion. Trade in services, however, was in deficit by over $28 million. The United States and China maintained and nearly balanced merchandise trade with Mercosur in 2010, while the United States reaped a surplus of the $14 billion. Mercosur, in turn, earned significant surpluses over $4 billion in 2010. In its trade with the Chile and Venezuela, the latter became a full member 2012. Now you can see okay the gross domestic product. Okay, there's sorry, it's a little in word, but I can share you later in my presentation. So, objective. Okay, the software common market promotes the free transit of produced goods, services, and factors among the member states, among other things. And this includes the elimination of custom rights and lifting of non-tariff restrictions on the transit of goods or any other measure with similar effects on it. Fixing of a common external tariff and adopting of a common trade policy with regard to non-member states or groups of states, and the coordination of position in regional and international commercial and economic meetings. Coordination of macroeconomic and sectorial policies of member states relating to foreign trade, agriculture, industry, taxes, monetary system, exchange, and capital, service custom, transports, and communication, and any other they may agree in order to ensure free competition between member states. The commitment by the member state to make the necessary adjustments to their laws permit pertinent areas to allow for the strengthening of the integration process. The Assumption Treaty is based on the doctrine of the reciprocal rights and obligations of the member states. Mercosur initially targeted trade zones, the customs, unification, and finally, a common market. The common market will allow, in addition to customs unification, the free movement of manpower and capital across the member nations, and depends the grading of equal rights and duties to all members' countries, because member states will implement the trade liberalization at different speeds during the transitions periods. The rights and obligations of each party will initially be equivalent but not necessarily equal. In addition to the reciprocity doctrine, the Assumption Treaty also contains provisions for the most favored nation concept. This concept is that after the common market is formed, member relations are automatically extend to other members any advantage, favor, entitlement, immunity, or privilege granted to product originating from or intended for countries that are not party to the Latin America Integration Association. Okay? Structure. The Assumption Treaty and Ouro Preto Protocol establish the basis for the institutional Mercosur structure, creating the Common Market Council and the Common Market Group, both of which are the function at the outset of the transition phase. As provided for this treaty, before established the common market, the member nations must call a special meeting in order to determine the definitive institutional structure for the public agencies managing Mercosur, as well as define the specific function of each agency and the decisions-making process.